All right, so let's get right into it. You hear Tesla, you probably think of their cars, right? But honestly, their most important move, the real game changer, might be happening on a microscopic level. We're talking about the AI chips they're designing completely in-house. And this quote from Elon Musk really hits the nail on the head. He says, "We co-designed our AI software and hardware." See, it's not just about building a piece of silicon. It's about creating this perfect marriage between the hardware and the software, something that competitors are going to find really, really hard to copy. So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with Tesla's secret AI weapon, then look at the smart design behind it. We'll explore why this gives them an unfair advantage, touch on the future energy bottleneck, and finally, see how this all fits into winning the AI race. We're basically going to zoom out, starting with the tiny chip and ending with the massive global picture. Okay, first up, what is this secret AI weapon we're talking about? Well, it's a whole series of custom-designed AI chips. We're looking at the AI5 right now, with the AI6 hot on its heels. And these aren't just for show. They're being built to power literally everything, from their self-driving cars all the way to the Optimus robot. And just look at the speed they're moving at. I mean, this timeline is incredibly aggressive. You see that term, tape out? That's basically the moment they finalize the design and send it off to get made. To go from taping out one chip to targeting the next generation just 6 months later, that's just insane. It shows they're trying to move faster than anyone in the industry even thinks is possible. But look, being fast is one thing. It's kind of meaningless if the design isn't smart, right? So let's dig into how Tesla's approach to the actual chip architecture is a total game changer. Okay, now this is where it gets really clever. The key concept here is something called a half-reticle design. The easiest way to think about it is like a stencil, when you're making something. Instead of designing one giant, super complex stencil, Tesla designed a smaller one that they can fit twice on the same production shot. What does that do? It basically doubles their output and slashes their manufacturing needs in half. It's brilliant. And here you can see the difference side by side. You've got Nvidia's Blackwell chip, which is an absolute monster, don't get me wrong, and it takes up the full reticle because it's all about raw power. But then you have Tesla's AI5, which is designed from the ground up for efficiency. They're literally getting 2 chips for the price of 1 manufacturing step. It's a totally different philosophy. This all comes back to that co-design advantage we mentioned earlier. Think about it. A chip from Nvidia. It has to be a jack of all trades. It's got to do everything for everyone. Tesla's chip? Nope. It's a specialist. They've stripped out every single function that isn't absolutely essential for their specific AI tasks. That makes it ruthlessly, unbelievably efficient at the one job it was born to do. So this all begs a pretty obvious question, right? We know Nvidia makes incredible hardware. Elon Musk himself says he's a huge admirer. So why on earth would they go through all this insane trouble to build their own? Well, the answer is simple and it's powerful. It's all about building an unfair advantage, a competitive moat, something that completely separates them from any other company that's just buying parts off the shelf. And this chart really lays it all out. Competitors are using generalized chips. Tesla's are specialized. But check out that last row, task efficiency. Tesla's chip is built for one thing above all else, inference. That's just a fancy word for the AI actually using what it's learned to make decisions in the real world, like, driving a car. By focusing only on that, they get this insane level of integration and cost savings that their rivals just can't touch. So how big of a difference are we actually talking about here? Well, some experts estimate that the cost advantage for Tesla could be around, get this, 50%. 50%. That is a massive long-term advantage when you're talking about costs and profit margins. Okay, but this whole strategy isn't just about winning in today's market. This is where we start to zoom out, because Elon Musk is playing a much longer game here. He's thinking in terms of decades, not just the next few years. He has this prediction. Right now, the big problem, the big bottleneck, is getting enough AI chips. We see it everywhere. But he says once that's solved, the next huge challenge is going to be finding enough electricity to power all of them. So he sees this whole AI race playing out in phases. Phase 1, where we are now, is the mad dash for chips. Phase 2, which is coming up fast, will be the scramble for energy. And then way down the line, in the long term, once we figure out crazy stuff like space-based solar, the bottleneck will swing right back to needing even more and even better compute. And this is where the whole puzzle clicks together. Because what is Tesla? It's not just a car company, it's not just a chip design company, it's also a massive energy company.
They are perfectly, almost uniquely, positioned to solve both of these bottlenecks, compute and power. They're already skating to where the puck is going to be.
All right, so let's pull all these threads together now for the final, widest view of this whole thing. You gotta understand, this is so much bigger than just making cars drive themselves. This is about building an entire, completely self-sufficient AI ecosystem from the ground up. Just look at the pieces. They're making their own custom silicon. They're writing the AI software, like FSD and Optimus, that runs on it. They have this insane fleet of cars collecting real-world data to train it, and they're building the energy infrastructure to power the whole shebang. They are systematically taking control of every single step of the process. Musk sees this AI race on a huge scale. He talks about different winners in different arenas, like Google DeepMind in the West, China on Earth, and SpaceX in space. He's not trying to dominate everything. Instead, by locking down its own compute and its own energy supply, Tesla is carving out its own powerful, self-sufficient kingdom, one that's protected from the very bottlenecks that are going to trip everyone else up. So what's the big takeaway here? The main point is that this strategy, this vertical integration, it has a direct line to their ability to scale their profit margins and their long-term value as a company. It's what could transform Tesla from just a car company into a true vertically integrated AI powerhouse. Which leaves us with this final, really important question to think about. Is the real value of Tesla in the cars they sell today, or is it in the fundamental building blocks of AI that they're creating for tomorrow? It really makes you wonder. Maybe it's time we stopped thinking of them as just a car company and started seeing them as one of the most ambitious AI companies on the entire planet.